I've moved everything.
여기 세 개 나온 거. 로컬 비즈니스, 패션 브랜드 토큰,
So,
개인적 토큰. USD가 이렇게 말했거든요.
is part of the 55.com global markets ecosystem. This is what we're going to be talking about. So first, what is Mercurity? What is our mission?
들은 대로 정확하게
The
말했는데.
global markets that we're servicing, the global circulation of assets, the professional operations network, the tokenization platforms, the Mercurity token itself, our onboarding process, and finally our roadmap. If these seem complicated now, I'll try to clear that up. So, what is Mercurity? Well, Mercurity is the world's first blockchain-based, verifiable asset tokenization platform. We're building a global network consisting of 4 major infrastructure components: a global transaction network, a global custodian network, a global compliance network, and lastly, a global operations network. And we'll touch on these soon. So utilizing smart contracts, periodic audits, real-time disclosure, licensed custodians, and compliance within the ecosystem, Mercurity provides comprehensive platform tokenization services. That's a mouthful. But this gives us frictionless transfer of assets via tokens. Worldwide, anytime, compliant, trusted, and trustless. So Mercurity will provide tokenization for 3 types of assets. 1, traditional financial products, and this will include securities, bonds, real estate, precious metals, foreign currencies. Number 2, tangible properties like artwork and merchandise. And number 3, intangible assets such as data, intellectual property, or in-game currencies, which is a burgeoning, hot market right now. So going back to our mission statement. Mercurity's mission is to become a trusted vehicle for all issuers and investments worldwide. Using blockchain technology and tokenomics, Mercurity aims to build a compliant, global, distributed asset tokenization network to allow asset holders to quickly tokenize their assets, promoting the free circulation of quality assets worldwide. So what does that mean for you, participants, an investor? These are global markets, and as of the end of Q3 2018, the size of our target markets are as follows. With gold at $8 trillion, Forex, 96 trillion, the stock market at 78, real estate at 217 trillion, bonds with 247 trillion, and financial derivatives at $532 trillion worldwide. So we're becoming increasingly globalized. Quality assets are moving beyond geographical boundaries, and thousands of companies have been able to tap into foreign capital markets. So look at the current geopolitical climate, economic climate. The US, China, Russia, Canada, the UK, the EU. Economic policies and sanctions are prohibitively inefficient. And blockchain is providing us another solution, providing us agency over our assets. Agency and choice with our dollar, yen, yuan, mark, franc, euro. You get the picture. So investors have developed an increasingly global presence. Their portfolios are no longer restricted to geographical boundaries. Instead, through blockchain, focusing on the top performing assets from around the world, financial instruments, digital assets, and tangible property. And yet, despite the size of these markets, due to limitations in traditional financial ecosystems, these assets still face numerous obstacles to global circulation. So given these figures, gold, forex, real estate, bonds, derivatives, Mercurity, 55, and dollar require less than 1% market share for a complete market disruption and product viability. But for us to get that market share, we have to improve on existing systems. So how are we doing that? Through low transaction costs and high efficiency, transparency and trust, increased liquidity worldwide, and decentralization. So low transaction costs and high efficiency. There's too many middlemen that exist between you as a user and your transacting. So from global finance, broker-dealers, custodians, credit reporting agencies, credit rating agencies, underwriters, legal counsel. Actually, extracting assets means adding transaction costs for both issuers and investors. And so often the inefficiency in that added cost falls upon the user. Your bank or your exchange is not taking on that additional cost. So that falls to you. Within this ecosystem, these issues are alleviated. And we can talk about that a little bit in more depth. Secondly, transparency is creating trust. So traditionally, due to information disparity, lack of meaningful disclosure, and delayed updates, investors are often at a disadvantage when negotiating or making decisions about their various assets. So that means that investors, or you as investors, take on higher risks and greater unpredictability in the market, as well as inaccurate, untimely, or inefficient credit ratings of those vehicles, investment vehicles. So our system is completely tokenized, allowing for verification and security within the ecosystem. So given those things, we intend that this is leading to increased liquidity worldwide. As we discussed earlier, the difference in time zones can be problematic, as well as geography, currency, and language, making transacting assets globally highly inefficient. In addition to numerous middlemen, as well as days or sometimes months of processing time, cross-border limitations, and economic sanctions, the price of assets often do not accurately reflect the demand of a global investor pool. So Mercurity is addressing this directly only by allowing assets to be freely tradable at the global scale, and they reflect the true supply and demand equilibrium with an optimal price discovery. With today's existing and segregated model, we're unable to meet that objective. And lastly, centralization. Obviously, this is a big concern throughout all of blockchain. Today, Wall Street utilizes a centralized matching algorithm to complete transactions. From paper and certified securities to digital and quantitative trading, none of these represent the fundamental change in the paradigm of asset circulation. But a token is freely tradable, cryptographically secured, and a digital representation of the underlying asset. It is a means by which any form or asset or value can be represented in a digital format. And the growing maturity of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, as well as blockchain-backed asset tokenization, brings circulation capabilities that provide a new way of tackling these challenges. So in this diagram,